President Donald J. Trump's tariffs have caused worldwide hysteria, but upon closer examination, they may unintentionally shine a light on a much deeper, more troubling issue. Sometimes, good can arise from the most unlikely sources. Tariffs, essentially taxes on imports, are meant to protect domestic industries by making foreign goods more expensive. However, these measures often lead to unintended consequences, such as increased costs for consumers and strained international relations. In the case of Trump's tariffs on China, the goal was to reduce the trade deficit and bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. But instead, it has exposed the dark underbelly of China's manufacturing sector, revealing issues like poor working conditions and environmental violations. These revelations have sparked global conversations about ethical manufacturing and the true cost of cheap goods. While the tariffs were intended to protect American interests, they have inadvertently highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability in global trade. Sometimes, good can arise from the most unlikely sources. As the world reevaluates its trade relationships with China, it's crucial to understand how the nation became such a dominant manufacturing power. A key factor is its massive workforce, an estimated 100 million people employed in the manufacturing sector, making it the largest industrial labor force on Earth. China's journey to manufacturing dominance began in the late 20th century, with economic reforms initiated by Deng Xiaoping. These reforms opened up China to foreign investment and technology, transforming its economy. The establishment of Special Economic Zones, SEZs, played a pivotal role, offering tax incentives and relaxed regulations. These zones attracted massive foreign investments, leading to rapid industrial growth. By the early 2000s, China had become the world's factory, producing a significant portion of global consumer goods. The country's focus on infrastructure development, including ports, railways, and highways, further bolstered its manufacturing capabilities. Additionally, China's emphasis on education and skill development ensured a steady supply of skilled labor. Today, China's manufacturing sector continues to evolve, embracing automation and advanced technologies. As the global landscape shifts, understanding China's manufacturing journey is essential for navigating future trade dynamics. Behind China's manufacturing success lies a dark reality: the widespread use of forced labor. Factories under the Chinese Communist Party subject workers to grueling hours, separation from family, inadequate nutrition, and constant surveillance. Many workers are not allowed to return home. They live in cramped dormitories, endure physical and psychological stress, and face strict controls over their personal lives. Many are from ethnic minority groups, such as the Uyghurs, forced into labor. The Global Slavery Index estimates over 3.8 million people in China are subjected to modern slavery. International organizations call for global action to end forced labor practices. Despite these calls, products made under these conditions flood global markets. Escaped workers face long-term trauma and need extensive rehabilitation. Governments are urged to implement stricter regulations to protect workers' rights. Consumers should support ethical manufacturing and demand transparency. With collective effort, there is hope for fair and humane working conditions. The abuse is so severe that some workers have reportedly taken their own lives, a tragic outcome of the misery they endure daily. These tragic events have not gone unnoticed. Companies like Foxconn, known for assembling products for major tech giants, have faced intense public scrutiny. Reports of harsh working conditions and employee suicides have sparked global outrage. Similarly, Hetman Howlin Hair Accessories Company has been under the spotlight for its treatment of workers. Allegations of poor working conditions and low wages have led to widespread criticism. These companies are not alone. Many corporations have been scrutinized for their roles in perpetuating such conditions. Public protests and media reports have put immense pressure on these companies to reform. In response, some companies have pledged to improve working conditions and increase transparency. However, the effectiveness of these measures remains to be seen. Now, with a potential trade war looming, the global community has a unique opportunity to bring these long-buried issues into the light. The controversy surrounding tariffs can serve as a springboard to a broader conversation, one that exposes the hidden cost of cheap goods and the suffering behind the Made in China label. International trade policies play a crucial role in shaping these dynamics. By reevaluating and reforming these policies, we can address the root causes of these issues. This is a chance to create a more equitable and sustainable global trade system. The potential for change is immense, but it requires a collective effort from the global community. Together, we can ensure that the benefits of global trade are shared more fairly and that the hidden costs are addressed. This is our unique opportunity for change. We must not let this moment pass. The time for action is now. It's time for world leaders and consumers alike to demand change, to insist that ethical labor practices become a non-negotiable condition for participation in the global market. Consumers can start by making informed choices, look for fair trade labels, and support companies that prioritize ethical labor practices. Every purchase is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. Leaders must implement and enforce laws that protect workers' rights. This includes ensuring safe working conditions, fair wages, and the right to unionize. International cooperation is crucial. Countries must work together to create and uphold standards that prevent exploitation and abuse in the labor market. Education and awareness are key. Communities need to be informed about their rights and the importance of ethical labor practices. This can be achieved through educational campaigns and community workshops. Activism plays a vital role. Support and participate in movements that advocate for labor rights. Sign petitions, join protests, and use your voice to call for change. The fight for fair trade must also be a fight for human dignity. Together, we can create a world where ethical labor practices are the norm, not the exception. To understand the modern implications of tariffs, we must first delve into history. Tariffs, taxes on imports or exports, have shaped economic policy for centuries. From mercantilist policies in the 16th century to the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, tariffs have had profound impacts on global trade. In the early United States, tariffs were a primary revenue source. The Tariff of 1828 sparked significant controversy and regional tensions. Post-World War II, GATT and the WTO promoted freer trade. This led to unprecedented global economic growth. However, the benefits of globalization have not been evenly distributed. Understanding this history is crucial for navigating modern global trade. Thank you for watching. Remember, every choice we make as consumers can contribute to a better world. The power of consumer responsibility is vital in our globalized economy. Every purchase is a vote for the world we want. Choose ethically sourced products to support fair labor practices. Consumer choices can drive significant change. Demand transparency and hold corporations accountable. Look for certifications like Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance. Spread awareness about ethical practices. Together, we can foster a global economy that values human rights. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. While consumers hold significant power in driving ethical practices, we must not overlook the critical role of policymakers in shaping the future of global trade and manufacturing. Governments around the world have the authority to implement regulations that enforce fair labor standards, environmental protections, and transparent supply chains. Policymakers can introduce tariffs that penalize companies engaging in exploitative practices, incentivize businesses to adopt sustainable methods, and support initiatives that promote workers' rights. By creating a legal framework that prioritizes ethical standards, governments can ensure that corporations are held accountable for their actions. Moreover, international cooperation is essential. Trade agreements should include clauses that mandate compliance with human rights and environmental standards. Multilateral organizations such as the World Trade Organization and the International Labor Organization play a pivotal role in setting and enforcing these global norms. Public pressure can also influence policymakers. Advocacy groups and non-governmental organizations often spearhead campaigns that call for legislative changes, shedding light on unethical practices and rallying public support. When citizens demand change, governments are more likely to take action. Ultimately, the synergy between consumer responsibility and robust policy measures can pave the way for a more just and sustainable global economy. It's a collective effort, requiring active participation from individuals, businesses, and governments alike. So as you reflect on the power of your choices as a consumer, remember the importance of advocating for policy changes that uphold ethical standards. Together, we can push for a global trade system that respects human dignity and the environment. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the evolving world of global trade and manufacturing. Together, we can make a difference. As we look ahead to the future of global trade and manufacturing, current trends and potential changes in policies will play a crucial role in shaping the landscape. The world is witnessing a shift towards more sustainable and ethical practices, driven by both consumer demand and regulatory pressures. Governments are increasingly implementing policies that promote fair trade, reduce carbon footprints, and ensure the protection of workers' rights. Technological advancements, such as automation and artificial intelligence, are also transforming manufacturing processes, making them more efficient and less reliant on human labor. This could lead to a reduction in the exploitation of workers, as machines take over repetitive and hazardous tasks. However, it also raises concerns about job displacement and the need for retraining programs to help workers transition to new roles. Moreover, the rise of regional trade agreements and economic blocs is reshaping the global trade network. Countries are seeking to secure their supply chains and reduce dependency on any single nation, leading to a more diversified and resilient global economy. This trend is likely to continue as geopolitical tensions and trade wars prompt nations to rethink their trade strategies. Another significant trend is the growing emphasis on digital trade. E-commerce and digital services are booming, creating new opportunities for businesses and consumers alike. As more countries adopt digital trade policies, we can expect to see a more interconnected and dynamic global marketplace. In this evolving landscape, businesses must adapt to stay competitive. Companies that prioritize sustainability, ethical labor practices, and technological innovation will be better positioned to thrive in the future. Consumers, too, will have a pivotal role to play by supporting brands that align with their values and advocating for policies that promote a fair and just global economy. As we navigate these changes, it's important to remain vigilant and proactive. By working together, governments, businesses, and consumers, we can build a future where global trade and manufacturing not only drive economic growth but also contribute to a more equitable and sustainable world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the complexities of global trade. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's shape a better future together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the evolving world of global trade and manufacturing. Together, we can make a difference.